Hi, I'm a CPA and I hate paying taxes. My clients who hire me really hate paying taxes. My colleagues all across the US hate paying taxes. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that you also hate paying taxes. But do you know what I think we can all also collectively agree that we hate, regardless of where on or off the political spectrum we are on? Is we as taxpayers are watching our tax dollars being used to fund just pure trash and fraud and just racketeering, whatever you want to call it, to the point where society in itself is not getting better. Well, and the algorithms, I think, have really picked this up because here in the past few days, anytime I get online, I keep hearing about these tax strikes. Well, could it potentially work? Well, honestly, I'm not entirely sure. But one thing I'm seeing time and time again when it talks to people, getting involved into this, tax strike and whatnot, is by exempting themselves on their W-4. Now, I do have a couple other shorts to talk about it. I think I do have another like full-length video. But just so you all know, a W-4 is just regarding your withholding estimates. It has nothing to do with your actual tax liability. So, for example, let's say hypothetically your total tax liability for 2025 comes out to $6,000. Now, if you're an employee who had a properly filled out W-4 and you get paid bi-weekly, which is 26 pays a year, that's 6,000 divided by 26. So you should have had roughly about $230 withheld per paycheck in order to help cover up that tax liability throughout the year. That way you didn't pay it off at once. Now, if you go to your W-4 and you file exempt, that $230 that could have been withheld from your paycheck doesn't. Your paychecks go up by $230, which is awesome. But here's the problem. That $6,000 tax liability is still there. It's still just sitting and waiting. And since $6,000 of unpaid tax liability is greater than $1,000, which is generally the threshold for underpayment penalties, that $6,000 is now going to be subject to, again, underpayment penalties, which that $6,000 is going to eventually just start increasing. So if you did file exempt on your W-4 and a means to protest or be a part of the strike, just know that potentially, more than likely, you're going to end up paying more in taxes at the end than you otherwise would have, meaning that in this situation, the IRS won. Now, hypothetically, what if we all collectively went exempt at the exact same time? We all worked together. This definitely would send a message. It would definitely create a choke point of funding coming in to the IRS. It would definitely do something. But the counter argument would be, with the potential interest and penalties that, again, may or not be enforced, would that essentially counteract exactly everything that we just did? And, well, that's what I don't know. So even though that, filing exempt on your W-4 may sound like a smart play, I don't know if it's the Hail Mary that we're looking for.